Welcome back, listeners. This is the Hit Pause Podcast. Why are you laughing, David?
Because the timing of each word. I love it. This is the Hit Pause Podcast.
I hope everyone else was as entertained, because to me that was a standard intro.
I like it.
Okay.
What episode number is this?
I already said. If you were listening.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, 66. I think I said.
No,
anyway.
you didn't. No,
Somebody rewind.
No, you didn't.
I'm going to rewind after
I'm
this
pretty
and
sure
prove
you
that I
didn't.
did.
Pretty sure you didn't.
Whatever.
Alright, episode number 66.
Yep, this, like I said, Hit Pause Podcast, talking about YouTube. This week, the big thing on everyone's minds is Logan Paul versus KSI round 2.
The big thing on everyone's mind is who won 3 days later.
Yeah, by the way, spoilers, okay? I'm about to spoil the fight. We're gonna talk about it. But before we get there, Review Bra, who we spoke about last week, Report of the Week his name is, or Review Bra, or whatever, he is in the hospital. He had like a really bad fall.
Yeah, I didn't know what type of accident it was. I saw the thumbnail.
You saw? I watched the video.
I would have watched the video. I was quite busy.
I was like, he's such a sweet guy. But basically, he was up in his loft or attic, whatever they call it in America. Mm-hmm. What do they call it? Attic?
Yeah, attic. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, he was up there, and there was a hole in the ceiling, like basically some missing, missing boards and stuff. So it was in his garage. So like, I don't know, it was normal, not abnormal for the hole to be there. He knew the hole was there. He could see it.
It's one of those family things where everyone's aware of it, but they're just gonna like ignore it because we've managed every time.
Yeah, it's like, whatever, that hole, you know, he's just there. Who cares? And basically he stepped through the hole. Ooh. Okay, so on the way down, slashed up his back on these nails that were sticking out of the wood. Yeah. And then, like I said, it was a garage. The floor is solid concrete.
No car,
no. Solid concrete. And it was a good, it was like a...
It's not a comfortable flat on your back fall.
Yeah, it was like a 8-foot drop, something like that.
With wood here and there.
Yeah, and
nails.
he got like that straight onto the concrete. He like hit his head, bit off a chunk of his tongue, hit the back of his head on the floor. Yeah, luckily he didn't have any brain damage or anything like that. But man, okay, so he was in the hospital bed, kind of giving this video, and he was actually it was really sweet. He was tearing up when he was saying, thank you everyone for your outpouring of support and your kind words and messages. It was so sweet. It was actually really nice to see. He was like, he was genuinely touched by his fans. And then he pulled out the Popeyes burger.
No!
Yeah.
No!
Yes.
No.
Yes. It doesn't sleep, all right? It does not rest.
I cannot believe I was not expecting
the reviews must go on, David. Okay, the reviews must go on.
Popeyes can wait.
Yeah, he had someone bring it to him. Yeah. So yeah, he's recovering. He's still in the hospital, but he's recovering. No lasting damage from what he says. So in a way, he was lucky. But man, he was also like, yeah, it was totally my fault. It was stupid. It was totally, completely my fault. But anyway, yeah. So it was just I just literally saw it a few days after we released the episode on him. Yeah.
You're right. It wasn't short. It wasn't long after.
So show him some love. Go watch some Review Bra videos. Listen to our podcast last week. Recommend.
I hope he reviews hospital food.
Ooh, he wouldn't. He does fast food. Come on.
My apologies.
Yeah. Okay, let's get in on it. Logan Paul versus KSI. About to spoil it. KSI won.
No.
Oh my god, dude. I was so annoyed. Okay, so the fight was on in America.
Yeah.
So American time, like 4 a.m., right?
No. Well, they're 8 p.m., us 4 a.m. Well, ours was midnight, to be fair.
Okay, yeah,
The start of the event was midnight.
Yeah, so there was like a full-on 4-hour, they had the undercard fights and all the chit-chat, all that stuff. And then Logan was actually on at 4 a.m. here.
It wasn't 4 a.m. Oh, yeah, because let's, I guess, give our scenarios. I went in watching it live. You were ready to watch the restream.
So what happened with you watching it live?
Got back from a night out around 2 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that might kick in a little, like, knocked off 2 hours. I'm kind of buzzing. I just have to survive 2 more hours.
Yeah.
3 o'clock came, watched some of the undercard. I was like kind of falling asleep. Did some jumping jacks. Ate some food. Then 4 o'clock came. I was like, finally, here we go. Set up perfectly, like perfect. And it was like they were announcing the names. I was like, those names are not familiar. They're not familiar. And it was some Logan Paul knockoff guy. Like, they look very identical, like especially the hair. Don't know what his name is. And he fought somebody else. And I was shocked. It was 4 rounds, not even 6. And to be honest, I can't say how long it lasted because once it was 4 o'clock and it wasn't what I wanted, it was so hard to stay awake.
Really?
And so basically, I fell asleep when there were 2 rounds in. And when I woke up, when
Logan was 2 rounds in.
No,
the B-Tech version. Yeah.
I woke up in the 6th round of the KSI Logan Paul fight.
Ah, man, right at the end.
Yeah.
So you literally, because the whole reason David said to me before the fight, if it gets spoiled for me, if I find out the winner before watching it, I don't want to watch it. That's what you said to me.
Yeah, I'm not interested.
Not interested.
I
Exactly.
just want to know who wins.
So that is literally, because it's obviously all over social media, YouTube, everywhere. That's why you stayed up until 4 a.m. to watch it.
And even though it was terrible, I'm still glad that I saw the last 2 minutes of the entire fight and the reaction instead of seeing the whole thing the next day and potentially getting spoiled.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. But you still kind of spoiled yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I went in, I was like, yeah, you know what? Screw staying up till 4. To be honest, this fight isn't even nearly as hyped as the last one. It's not nearly as interesting. Frankly, yeah, the last fight, like, it was obviously on at a normal time.
Yeah.
But I watched the full thing for all afternoon. I was watching it. Like, it was really entertaining.
Yeah, and
really good.
It was always going to be a one-off spectacle for YouTube. Once you do it more than once, it's like, been done.
Yeah. And it just didn't feel like it had the same build-up and buzz and all that. So anyway, I was like, whatever, I don't care. I'm just going to watch it in the morning. And I didn't want to be spoiled either. But so the restream got released at 9 a.m. here
on Sky Sports.
So a few hours later. So I woke up. I just happened to wake up at something like 8:30, 8:45. And I was like, oh, okay, sweet, perfect. Literally, I looked at my phone. I'd been awake 2 minutes, and a tweet notification from someone I follow. In fact, it was H3H3, Ethan Klein. It popped up, and in the tweet, he said, KSI won! He was like, oh no, good fight, good event, was actually really entertaining, and kudos to KSI, he deserved it, or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was awake 2 minutes. It was 15 minutes before the fight was getting released, and I was going to watch it.
I wanted to tweet, but I actually thought this might happen.
Because I have your notifications on.
I didn't want it to disrupt you, so...
Okay, well, respect. I don't know why Ethan didn't do that.
Yeah. Why did he think of you?
Like, bro, it was... Oh, dude, it's so annoying, man. Anyway, I still watched the whole thing, like, the whole fight. You haven't even watched the whole fight start to finish, have you?
No, I watched it yesterday.
Oh, you did? Okay.
So, like, Monday.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, the fight itself.
So yeah, how do you want to break this down? Should we talk about the fight, while we thought about who did better?
Okay, wait. Let's talk about the outcome first.
All right,
talk about the outcome first. So, like I said, KSI won. So actually, because the way boxing is scored is there's 3 judges that give points for each round. So they then they add up all the points. More points, you win. So one of the rounds, Logan actually got a quite good hit on KSI, and KSI was definitely wobbling afterwards. KSI went down onto kind of his knees, and Logan, like, what an idiot, but he hit KSI in the back of the head whilst he was on the floor. Okay, and it wasn't hard. Like, those gloves are heavy though, because they were no head guards, heavy gloves and everything. But he didn't. He kind of tapped him on the back of the head, but that is very illegal in boxing for obvious reasons. Like, you've knocked your opponent down. Like, that's not the point to be hitting them on the floor. Come on, it's such a low move by Logan. Anyway, so because of that, he lost 2 points from each judge, so 6 points total. If he hadn't lost those points on score alone, he would have won.
Yeah.
Now, that it's kind of debatable because it's like, well, if he hadn't lost those points, maybe the judges would have
scored differently.
Yeah, scored differently, given KSI more points. But whatever. He did. He broke the rules. And it was a stupid thing to do. It's his own fault.
And the only thing they're fighting for, which never will stand, is the fact that other legit boxing matches have done the same thing, but they were given warnings, whereas Logan wasn't.
No,
because there are a couple fights that have been listed in this year where that same thing has been done, and they were always given a warning. Mm-hmm. And this one wasn't. However,
sure that's not just what
their
Logan
discretion.
was saying?
No, I looked up the matches
that
have happened, because basically somebody just said this person versus that person, blah blah blah, and I actually just Googled to see their fights, which happens to be on the Sky Sports boxing channel.
Okay.
And the same things did happen. However, it's always the refs or umpire or whatever they're called's discretion.
Yeah. And the ref, obviously, whatever. Yeah, it was fair. It was either way. It was fair. He shouldn't have done that.
You can't say you didn't know.
Yeah. So, but I will say, okay, just about the fight in general.
Technically speaking,
I actually, watching it, I thought KSI deserved to win.
That's outcome wise. I think take the outcome out of it, because I do think KSI did a better job. It's the style of boxing that I just can't get over. It's kind of insulting how he swings his arms.
Honestly, yeah. No, but they're both terrible boxers. Like,
yeah, but
I mean,
he's considerably like it's panic boxing is what KSI does more.
Yeah, but the thing is, okay, so this is the way I saw it, was Logan was too timid and scared and held back.
Yeah, because he didn't want to lose energy like he did last year.
Yeah, he didn't want to lose energy. He was maybe like, I don't know, the whole thing is quite scary. They're not really professionals, let's be honest, but they're playing a professional fight, with no headgear and all that stuff. So, I get it. Not to mention probably not really wanting to really damage the other person.
Well,
he said this afterwards as well in the interview.
I don't trust what they say afterwards either.
I don't know. Yeah. Fine.
I think they would have happily just made sure it's the other person than them.
Sure. But look, Logan was too timid and holding back, and KSI was too aggressive and wild.
Yeah.
So it's like KSI was taking these huge punches, but also
might as well have had his eyes closed.
Yeah. But that's the thing. I think that he was also scared because he was taking these swinging punches, but they weren't really. A lot of them weren't even close to Logan, And it's like because he's keeping his distance because he really doesn't want to get hit.
Yeah.
And Logan was obviously feeling the same thing, like he really doesn't want to get hit. So I will give credit to Logan though. He was very good at dodging. Did you notice that?
Yeah, that's true.
He was dodging and ducking and weaving for a lot of those swings.
Yeah. But
they both just looked terrible. There were no like really good hits that actually connected. It was all kind of a bit scuffed. Yeah, I mean, afterwards, KSI looked a bit worse. He had like a bleeding lip and stuff.
Yeah.
But, that's kind of doesn't really mean anything.
If we always just go back to the fact that they did begin as YouTubers, would you say a year they should have looked a bit better? Or is that the most you can do with all the work that they do?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, right, it's not, they can't just get it's the experience.
Yeah.
They can't get experience
that
because
quickly. Yeah.
In a year you can't be having tons of fights. Not to mention you can't be fighting anybody. You kind of get to fight your coaches and stuff like that, but you can't have a real fight.
Because then that spoils the fight we're waiting for as well.
Well, there's that. Yeah, they're too well known. Not to mention, even I kind of get the feeling like even an amateur boxer would destroy them.
Yeah.
Because they will have had experience.
To a point, they would have had an injury that would put them out for a month or two.
Yeah. So, like, yeah, they've obviously worked really hard and they were really buff and they clearly had some skills, you know, at least with the dodging and things like that. But Logan's had his arms around his waist, like, most of the time.
Oh, wow.
It literally was just like, dude, just put your arms up. Like, you don't look like you're boxing. You look like you're trying to look cool. That's what it looked like to me.
Yeah, his cockiness has always been his downfall.
Yeah, literally, yeah. I mean, KSI, his stance was a bit more boxery. At least he had his arms up most of the time. Until he started swinging, at which point it was like, whoa.
But I remember in an interview, though, Shannon Briggs did once say, it's a new thing of putting your hands in front of your head. You don't have to do that. Back in my day, which I will always stay true, save your energy by putting your arms down until you are really close. I don't know if that's him just following his own coach's rules, but it does seem like he was less prepared with his arms down.
He just didn't look like he was, in a boxing match. Yeah, it's literally like the way he was standing there and stuff. It looked like he was looking at himself in a mirror and admiring it. But, I mean, yeah, again, I don't know much about boxing, but it was not... They were obviously not good fighters.
If it's to bring us, the YouTube fan base, into boxing, which is, Eddie Hearn can go on about, like, that's his main purpose besides the money he's making. Was I moved? Not so much, because I didn't see, like, I wasn't, like, impressed, like, wow, these guys took a sport and they just blew the industry wide open with their talent that they've acquired in a year.
Yeah.
It didn't really happen for me.
Yeah, and I the other thing that made me lose some respect for Logan was in the interview afterwards, all he was giving was excuses. He literally came in and goes, yeah, I woke up sick, I'm sick, and, that kind of made me not perform as well, and, what else? And also I would have won anyway, because of the point loss. Yeah. And you're like, well...
Yeah, when they asked him directly in the boxing ring, I thought that was... the worst. That's the worst I've seen Logan give unthought out responses. So, like,
see, I didn't get to see that.
Oh yeah, he basically like looked at the replay and like whilst the crowd is like waiting for him to like talk about like, oh, I'm thankful to my coach, my family. He was like, oh, let's look at the replay. I fell there. I didn't get knocked down, and everyone was watching the replay whilst he was trying to figure it out himself. Like that was. He needed a PR assistant right there.
Dude, yeah. And it's just like, if you lose, just kind of take it.
I will say, now, like 2 days later, he is accepting the loss a lot better.
Okay.
And also, you didn't get to see the moment where KSI took back his, like, I have no respect for Logan for, like, no, I respect you. And they had that handshake that everyone was like, yeah. Good.
Yeah. So the stream or the restream, literally, when they announce KSI, Han goes in the kind of hear him shout a bit, and then boom, it just cut.
Yeah, and it's not even on the Sky Sports boxing channel either.
It's so weird, yeah. But I watched the interviews on YouTube afterwards.
Right, yeah. There's loads of them. Joe Weller is making. Oh man,
yes, yeah.
Good for him.
He's doing well. I mean, he sounds good when he's commentating. I thought he sounded good. Kind of looks the part as well. Like
you got
in the suit and everything. It was decent. It was decent. But yeah, I mean, overall, I would say this was a lot less exciting. Even the fighting, I think, wasn't as good. And I think it was a mistake to not fight with head guards. It is, and there's a lot of people that are into boxing and professional boxers that just say, they're making a mockery of it. And when you watch something like that and they're there with that head guard, supposedly a professional match, it's like, yeah, I kind of get that. I kind of get it. It's silly. It's kind of just seems silly. Like, these two people don't really want to fight. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
They don't want to fight.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Or
nervous.
Yeah, they're just too nervous, too scared. They don't want to be fighting.
But what I need to know is, and I should have done my research before announcing this, but seeing those undercards, I want to know, are those professionals? Because they were not glamorous either. They were not nice to watch. Not because I was waiting for the main event. I tried to, especially in the early parts, but they were not good fighters in my opinion.
Oh, okay.
But hey,
damn.
That was my experience paying to see boxing. A lot of people in the comments have been
what in the comments where
like all over, like all these press conference post whatever of like, what kind of idiot would pay for this? Just go on Twitch. But for my first,
you couldn't watch
box
on Twitch though.
Sorry,
you couldn't watch it on.
Well, I mean, like people were just happy to like go from stream to stream on people who are just like screen recording, basically. But paying for my first box office, I'm glad I did it. I will be the last.
Didn't you pay for it? Oh no, because you went there last year. It was only £10. I mean, it's whatever.
Yeah,
it's okay. But yeah, I mean, less hype, less good fights. Overall, it was a meta event to me.
Yeah.
But I think that wraps us up, really.
Yeah. I don't think anyone's careers is actually, I don't think Logan's thing seems too affected. Would you agree?
What do you mean?
Like, when it's like, if you lose, that's it for your career. That's it. No more.
Oh, wait. Who said that?
No, a lot of people felt that, though.
Really? No, they didn't. Who?
Well, I was getting that
comments. Well, no, come off it. No
what?
Way.
Really?
It was
if somebody got knocked out, I think they would have been a meme.
There would have been a meme, yeah, but Logan said that himself, like, becoming a meme. He even said that in the interview afterwards as well. But so far, I haven't seen any memes from the fight. But to be honest, that's more of a nobody cared kind of thing. Like, if nobody cares, if people care, or care, like, care enough to even think, wow, this is dumb, or that was funny, or...
there's nothing to use...
Yeah, but nobody cares or is interested, therefore there's no memes. Basically, like, it's not a good thing for neither of them to become a meme. But, so, yeah. No.
You heard it here from the Hit Pause podcast. Meh is our final review.
Meh is the final, yeah. But KSI, I do think, deserve to win. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you all for listening. Come back next week when we are going to be talking about Matt Stoney and possible other things. Don't know.
Something about food.
Matt Stoney eats tons of food on YouTube. It's crazy.
And
he's a skinny little guy as well.
We're going to do that podcast eating ourselves.
As H3...
Ew.
As H3 always says, he's a skinny little twink. That's how he describes people.
Right.
Anyway, stay tuned for that. Subscribe.
I could eat a Twinkie right now.
All right. Thanks for listening. See ya.
See ya.
Ah!